Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Warrior Sessions. Today, I have a guest on. Her name is Carolina. Carolina is a complete warrior and a complete badass, and it's nice to have a woman on the show. Um, Carolina is someone that contacted my partner Hazel to work with her privately a few years ago. I did some spirit animal work, and then when Hazel launched her chalice work, which is when women come and work in person with us together, she came here and connected with her very deeply, and I found a really strong warrior in her, and I wanted to honor her today, and I kind of ambushed her with a video call of some feedback for myself, and it turned into a really profound and friendly conversation. I wanted to share that with you because I wanted you to see that there are some really strong women out there as well as strong men, and I am here to honor those women, to honor the work that women are doing and that they really are standing in light. And if I'm honest, these women are calling out the men, and I'm here saying it's possible. Let's do it together. It's not easy, but there's people like this out there doing the work. So join me in honoring and congratulating Carolina with this amazing session. Thank you. The Fly podcast really turned my whole world upside down last night because the medicine came in for it. And the reason Hazel and I haven't been able to make it, or one of the reasons, is because our responsibility was stolen. And so, in order to reclaim our responsibility, we have to take responsibility. And it's this third eye hijack of ignorance where the ability to respond was stolen. And I was speaking to Michael about how I have been having this profound recurring grieving of I created my own Jaguar
Mm,
necklace, right? And
mm.
I haven't put it on yet. And I realized I don't have anyone, I don't have an ancestor to initiate me because all our ancestors are dead. So that's been really difficult for me to stomach. I'd like to have you on the show.
Yeah, that's good. Because I think we can do something else with the answers because you really need to start wearing it. That was the first thing that came through me. And I think I'm in the same energy as you are about not taking responsibility, being stolen from responsibility, and also people around me not taking responsibility. Um, and I am fuming when that happens. So
Sacred
last few
anger.
weeks,
Mm.
it's like I am really explosions, and then I think, oh, and I'm actually I'm normally I would be feeling guilty after such an explosion, and thinking of what would they say about me, or oh, I really crossed boundaries or whatever, and now I'm like, fucking hell no, take your own responsibility. It's how do you say that? You had it coming.
Yeah. 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 Right. 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 Yeah. It-
So
but
yeah,
it's so unjust at the same time. It's like, why should I have to take responsibility for this when I didn't create it?
yeah, exactly. That's really also in there. And also, do I take my own responsibility? Always. Well, I think more than most.
Yeah. Well, I was saying this to Michael and to Hazel is that I've taken full responsibility for the one and working in the two of Hazel so much. But when it comes to working in the three, it's like it's enormous
Yeah.
because all my ancestors died. I never had somebody to teach me how to be a warrior, how to be a man, how to take responsibility. And it's like, for example, what you're going through at the moment. You never you don't you weren't initiated into um how to express healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's the effect that it's had on humanity and all of us is
Huge.
made us weak.
Yeah. And if people are taught, if they think they are having boundaries, most of the time they're not the healthy boundaries. That's also what I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't have healthy boundaries all the time, but people who say they have boundaries, there are a few that do it on a healthy level, because it also takes the courage to feel the boundaries from within yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That's what Hazel's been going through. It's very difficult.
And if you don't do that, you don't put down healthy boundaries.
Yeah, and how do you put down healthy boundaries with somebody that you love? It's even more difficult. Like I just had a conversation with Michael saying, I want it to be okay for you to be angry with me.
Yeah,
Same with you, right?
yeah,
And because I said to Michael, because he cancelled our session on Tuesday, obviously he had a great excuse, right? He had to look after his son, but I was
yeah,
angry.
yeah.
And so it's okay to express anger. And I was going for a run this morning and because we were in an Aries moon moving over to Taurus. And every time I'm in an Aries moon, there's this stubbornness that prevents this evolution. And
Mm.
I could got this vision of this ram pushing Hazel and I towards the edge of the cliff. So I just picked it up, broke its neck, and threw it over the cliff. I said, "Fuck you! I choose life."
I celebrate you for that.
Yeah, I celebrated myself because that was
Good.
really tough.
I know.
Because I love everyone,
Same here.
and when you love everyone, you don't want to hurt anyone. But when people are trying to push you off the cliff, it's like, "Fuck you!
You had it coming.
Choose life."
Yeah.
So that was the collective energy of Aries that was, through this dark coalition energy that's been trying to push us off the cliff into oblivion. And if that had happened, if we allow that to happen, it's like it's essentially, it's a butterfly effect of Armageddon.
Yeah, I know.
And I refuse to allow that to happen. So this energy of anger is really healthy and it's been demonized.
Yeah. And for the male, it's like you can, it's, I don't know, because I'm not a male. I think for the male, anger is oftenly demonized to, oh, then you're aggressive.
Exactly.
And for a female, then you're turning into a bitch.
Yeah, yeah, the
And then
wolf.
you're not the one to be loved.
Yeah. So this is funny that you say that because um, when I was working with Hazel's wolf,
Hmm.
I was told by Anubis
Mm.
to release the bitch,
Yeah.
right? And Hazel and I Michael and I, our podcast is it's about wolves running alongside each other. And so you're right. People are scared of wolves. They say they're aggressive, but they have strong boundaries, just like cats do. And people are like, "Oh, cats are cute." Yeah, but a
Yeah.
cat will
But
rip your hand off if it was big enough, and it wouldn't apologize. It would be
they,
you didn't respect me.
I have two cats, and well, unfortunately one, and see, they both in those. She's already with me for almost 20 years.
But if a dog bites, they put them down.
I know, I know, but that's why the cat bites are not strong enough. But they have boundaries, and every time I stroke them and I didn't read their signs in time,
Yeah.
of course he bit me. He was like, "What are you doing? Let me go." And the first time it's a soft bite, right? Like a warning. And when you still continue, yeah, then he pulls out his claws and he scratches you. Yeah, of course they do. That's
Yeah.
healthy. That's normal. And I think wolves are the same. They also have really strong pack beliefs. Like they look out for each other, but give the responsibility for the role you're having.
Yeah. And if someone doesn't take responsibility,
They call you out.
yeah. And I've been afraid of that because of how it makes women feel. Like
Yeah.
when I express that level of anger in front of Hazel because of the abuse she's received from men, it triggers that abuse of
Behavior will.
violence.
Yeah. Same with me because I withdraw every, and that's also it's a good conversation we're having. It's also what's happening here, and also that I just said then the woman is not the one to be loved when you put down anger, right? And we have been taught by everything, the storytelling, the movies, the videos, the upbringing we have. Girls need to be nice and need to be shushed, and you need to be the one lovable. That's the message I got. So I cannot step up. Um, my previous ex was really aggressive, anger aggressive. So yeah, he made himself bigger, and also my dad did not with aggression, but with only with words. It's not with physical aggression. I mean. So that's my imprint as well. So I recognize now when he is, and he doesn't do that often. So he really only does it when he's cornered. Then he leashes out with anger because he doesn't do anger as well. But that made me instantly turn back. And now this week I was like, "You want to be angry with me?" So that's also different.
Yeah, no, I respect you for that. I haven't known you very long, but when you came here in May and we are so similar.
We are.
And when we traveled through the Akashic, I kept seeing you and you kept seeing me in a tribe together, right?
Yeah.
And that's painful. But what I'm realizing right now is that, I've been crying a lot on the call with Michael,
Mm.
which was really released for me. I was crying in the shower this morning about the death of our ancestors, but you're actually one of my ancestors,
Yeah.
and I'm one of yours, in a way, not the same bloodline, but the same tribe. And you and I have lost everything, but we're still here.
Yeah.
And people should thank us for that because we're holding the light on a tremendous level because we're saying we're not going down.
No, we're not.
Yeah. And, as far as warriors go and kings and queens and shamans, you're the closest person I've met to having raw talent as a
Mm.
shaman. You're the first I've met that has that raw talent. And I saw us, I saw us working together
Mm.
in the past. And it's really profound to meet you and to
Mm.
work with a woman who can stand in her own power opposite such a strong man.
But I also need to learn again to do so. It's arising every time stronger and stronger.
Let me help you because I didn't know I was going to have this call with you today, right? And but I had this profound statement that I wanted to say to you.
Mm.
is, I'm trying to put it into words, is that if anyone ever questions anything that you say, you have my permission to bite their head off.
Thank you.
Because you're a truth teller. And if you ever doubt yourself, that is extremely dangerous. So if people don't agree with you and you go, oh, well, I think this, you go, great, you think that, but I know because it's in my heart.
Yeah.
And you've been through enough shit, Carolina.
Yeah.
We all have. And the divine justice, the anger of taking responsibility because of what other people have done to you, what other people have done to me and Hazel, that's where the anger works in our favor, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to feel bad, like you said, you don't have to feel guilty for exploding.
But that's really the first time ever these last 3 weeks that I'm noticing I don't have that feeling, and also not the shame afterwards, because I always was ashamed. Um, because it feels like an eruption. And that's true because I don't put it out right away. So you're trying to, so it is an eruption. And I usually uh, felt ashamed afterwards. Like, and then I try to make it up, like build the, glue the relation back together. And these last couple of weeks, these last 3 weeks, I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Not in a destructive way.
No, no, I know you, yeah, and because you essentially you're saying I don't have any more time for bullshit
Yeah.
because I have entertained it for long enough,
Yeah.
right? That's what you're saying,
Yeah.
and that's what I respect about you. I respect the fact that you've had enough,
Mm.
right? Most people haven't had enough and they're going back in for more, and it's selfish
Yeah.
because it's affecting everyone. And those people who are strong enough, like you, to stand and say, no, I'm fighting for love, we need more. We need more.
Yeah, we do. But people are so not.
People are distracted. This is what my Fly podcast is about. It's about how it's about infiltration, okay? The infiltration of the third eye. And
Into him.
I'm going to send you something. I need to talk to the group about it, but I'm going to send you a an antidote for it. It's called the Holy Hand Grenade of Kali. So if you look at if there's a video in one of the playlists on Prophecy Walkers called the Holy Hand Grenade of Kali, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the image, once I've finished making them and I have enough money to post them to you, you'll have your sacred tool, let's
Mm.
say sacred bomb, I want to call it,
Yeah.
love bomb, to help you reclaim that. It's really beautiful to have this conversation with you because Hazel has been saying to me that our container, as in our relationship, there hasn't been a container for me. Like Hazel's got what, 7 women to talk to,
Mm.
and I get Michael once a week if he's not busy, right?
Yeah.
And she said connect with Carolina, and you said that to me before you left. You said you can talk to me, right? And so it's really nice to be able to talk to you, to be able to express this who I am and you not be afraid of that? Because it shows that you do the work, it shows that you've done the work. Because the majority of people, if I turned up like this, they would start throwing judgments and accusations of you're self-righteous, you haven't done the work because you're angry. But it's not. This is my heart
Oh.
screaming out, saying, love is here. Why aren't you paying attention? And this is the frustration of, this whole thing to do with money is so boring, so boring,
I
right?
know.
But I confessed to Michael earlier, I've got so many dreams that I want to make come true that are in service to humanity, but I can't because nobody is how do I put this in words? But the money is going in the wrong direction. If people gave me donations, I'm giving back. If everybody started giving donations to people who are creating art, everybody would be back into service. Everybody would come back into their own natural rhythm and synarchy, and the toxic patriarchy and the toxic matriarchy would fall quicker.
If the running around the money, if like the Holy Grail, if that's the spell that's on it now, right? And if that's broken, then we can all come back to service again.
Yeah, I
Like it's become a holy grail of worth, of like this my self. It's a substitute for love.
I want to read you something, right?
Yeah.
To this because this is in link with what I said about receiving donations. I need donations in order to publish this,
Yeah.
right? This, like, I've been trying to get this out there for 3 years,
Mm.
and every time I come back to it, I'm like, wow, did I write that? That's incredible. And then I was reading the first chapter, and I was like, this is the world needs this. The world needs this book because I thought my book was about the integration of working with plant medicine, right? And in a way it is, but it's actually the integration of you. It's the integration of me. It's the integration of us on a soul level,
Mhm.
right? And I've put in here, I'll read you just
Mhm.
a part of it. The art of prophecy. Prophecy is the guiding light of love, which directs the soul blueprint to successful recreation, the will of the divine laying out the end goal in the game of love. And each of us must walk our own soul prophecy to recreate ourselves into who we truly are. There are many prophecies which intertwine into this epoch that we are currently living in. The great remembering, the prophecy of the returning to true love, the healing of separation through divine union. And I'm not going to read all of it because there's a lot, but this bit here, where is it? Okay, this is where I was like, wow, this is really life-changing for a lot of people to
Mhm.
receive this. Fundamentally, the first stage of our purpose is to remember our divine purpose, right?
Mhm.
And when we remember our divine purpose, it gives our life meaning and direction. Because when we remember our purpose, we remember our dreams. Because it is our purpose to make our dreams come true, which gives us purpose. Dreams we always desired from our innocent heart, but were too afraid to remember from the pain of not being able to bring them to fruition. Those dreams are more than wanting to be an astronaut, a famous singer, or a doctor, because as we grow through the spiritual purpose, they evolve into something that even your greatest expectations could not imagine: art. Art is where we find all of the prophecies throughout our history and our future, because art tells us a story. And this is where I weave in about our ancestors being dead. And stories are shamanic, filled with hidden codes of healing and remembrance from each creator. After so much war and desecration against love and art, humanity was manipulated and enslaved to forget our true past, which was hidden within our ancestors' DNA. So our ancestors hid the truth in art and in stories. Shamans are the best storytellers because they weave a story which guides the reader on a journey of healing, inspiration, and magic, which tells the tales of prophecy, because each story is part of the prophecy of love, the healing of the heart of humanity.
Yeah.
Each story that we read and each story we create triggers our latent DNA codes by triggering latent memory banks in the DNA through emotion to be healed. But if the emotions are ignored, they cannot be healed and unlocked. This is why narcissism and ignorance exist. Narcissism prevents us from feeling what was lost, and ignorance teaches us to look the other way. If we do not feel love from listening to the story, the love cannot penetrate deep enough into the heart to trigger the latent codes of DNA that trigger the awakening of the rainbow body. Because love is light, and it is the light in the DNA which illuminates the darkness within. When we resurrect our ancestors through our DNA,
Mhm.
we remember who we used to be,
Yeah.
because we are the reincarnated version of our ancestors. You are your ancestors. So when you thank your ancestors, you also thank the past versions of yourself, versions and parts you played in your own soul prophecy. When we create art and retell our stories, we are honoring our ancestors, healing our ancestors with love, which heals our DNA, unlocking the lost remembrance of who we were and who we truly are at a core level. Think your first ever incarnation, pure, untouched. Who were you? This is called the innate. And that's just the first few paragraphs of the first chapter. I've done like over 100,000 words, and that's just one book. I'm writing like seven simultaneously, and one of them, which is one of my favorites,
Mhm.
one of the most profound one, is called "Why You Forgot," and it's about why we forgot as humanity, and it's terrifying. But I've written a codex
Mhm.
of healing for the whole of humanity into it, and yet I can't publish it because I don't have any money.
No,
I don't even have any money to go and buy some eggs.
I know. It's really,
And you've been supporting us, and I thank you so much.
yeah, don't you don't have to be, of course.
But I want to say it's also upsetting that the people we love the most are supporting us. That's amazing, but we want people who don't know us to
I
support
know,
us.
but I also I had a conversation, so now we're going into the I I am doing, how do you say that? Um, I try to fill in and to pitch sometimes little ideas we discuss, like, okay, why does this message doesn't come across? Why does people don't find your YouTube? Why do people don't receive your message yet? Um, and I think the conversation with my friend this Wednesday was really for me that I thought, oh yeah, 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 okay. Um, the difference in frequencies and the language you talk within and the majority of people, there's a gap.
Yeah.
That's major. And
What Michael said.
you don't use the words that they can resonate yet because it's way too vague for them, way too abstract, way too far away. If I pitch the idea of the love letters, and I do it really simple, like, yeah, the idea is when you're in trouble, you can put in a name, and then you get in Dutch, it's called a hart onder de riem. Then you get a message, and then you get your heart on under your belt, like a supportive. It's a Dutch saying, hart onder de riem. So you get a supportive message back at home to let you know that you're worthy of love.
Wow.
And that idea, that simple idea, that's the one they think, oh yeah, I can relate to that one. But if I tell about the, because it's a female, and I sent her the challenge website, like, I'm gonna do this. This is really great. I'm so excited. I'm gonna do this. If I read this, and then you know what I'm going to do, right? I have no words for it to explain. And she's also a communication professional like I am,
Okay.
and she was lost in the website.
Yeah.
That it's way too much information. Why should I call Hazel? What's the difference? What are they doing differently? Because she's really also, she wants to feel, but she is blocked. So she turns always back to her head. And
Yeah.
and I
Understood.
told her we want to they want to ignite a tribe feeling, like where you are, but it's on the same level. They're not the leaders on a shield that you have to, it's like, um and then I said to her, because she's also in transformation, of system transformation, I said they want to create an ecosystem, and perhaps that's not the true word for them completely, but when I used that word, she suddenly understood, like, oh, okay. So, and I said, they want to teach you how to live through past, beyond is the word, beyond all the things you put on yourself and that you have been taught. She said, yeah, but I'm going to breath work, and they want to do the same. I said, yeah, but that's only a method. Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Methodology. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, and that's the difference, because they are triggering you to follow and use the tools that are in your backpack that you have learned throughout the years. And then you pick up, and then you really integrate it into yourself, and then beyond that. And that beyond is too abstract for her. She's like, I cannot grasp it. So what's the difference that they do besides the breath work? Because those people are loving too, and those people are there too, and those people are guiding me. But that was not for the judgment. That's, she triggers me with those questions, because that's what needs to be clear, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's
and then
just
I said, yeah, it's also on equality, and that's the difference. You don't want to be the ego masters. You, if I bring in knowledge, you accept it with open arms. And if I bring in myself with my things, you're also open to learn. And that's the main big difference, that she thought, oh, so those were things that she was triggered on, like, oh yeah, that's really different. But mostly it's the gap in the words we're using. So if you're not able to move really steep on this level, you cannot understand the message you're sending.
okay. Can we talk into this a bit more about
Yeah.
these lower level words that say, because I understand, because I didn't start my spiritual journey spiritual, even that has tags to it, right? Because that was hijacked. All of the spiritual words hijacked, right?
Yeah.
even Love and Light
I know.
and
I know.
Shaman, right? So I didn't start till 2019, and I didn't really fall for the jargon and all that nonsense, right? I wanted to keep it real.
Yeah.
I would turn up in a jeans and t-shirt wearing Point Break with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves on the front, and everyone else was in these tie-dye and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And
I,
so I
same.
get, yeah, and that's why I want to be that bridge for people who are like, oh, I'm not into all that, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not that.
No.
It's something much, much, much
I
greater.
do. So I was also like chewing on it, like, and then I thought, oh, there's also no other way to explain it because then you're not grasping the essence of it. So, um,
The best way I could explain it is think back to when you were a kid and you were really happy. Imagine that energy. Now imagine if you could carry that and turn that into an adult.
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I will
that's
use that one.
that's what I've been doing. That's what I've done.
That's a good, yeah, that's also a good one. I use the ecosystem because that's for her, it works, but I think this one is even better
Yeah,
because everybody is struggling with their I lost my innocence, child happiness.
yeah, and
And
that's
we all
what's
still have those sparks sometimes.
yeah, that's what kept me going. That was always my intention to reclaim my innocence, to reclaim my feeling, because I shut my heart down big time. I was beaten for so many years. Like violence just kicked my ass to the point where I didn't know that I was feeling emotions. And so then I had to see a psychotherapist to help me identify the
Yeah,
emotions I was feeling. And it was all, essentially toxic shame avoidance, narcissism.
yeah,
And even that's a big word for people, narcissism. And it is big because it's essentially everybody is going through those behaviors, that toxic cycle, and they're not even aware of it. And so this level of ignorance that I talk about in the Fly podcast is so big that what you're saying is that it needs to come in smaller bits, right? And
okay.
and I totally get that, but because I am so big,
Yeah, I
to
know,
talk about those little things is really challenging.
I know, I know. And I think that initiatives like the love letters, those are um, examples like that people can grasp, so they can have a touch of the feeling. Um,
Okay, let's talk about love letters.
for instance, I think you will come up with several of those kinds of ideas.
Yeah, so love letters is the idea that Hazel and I received that, and there's two sides to it. One is that it's a piece of card with art on it, which
Yeah,
Hazel will draw, and that piece of art is it's not just a picture. It's got coding in it for healing. And
yeah,
then the other side is a handwritten letter
mm,
from my heart to
mhm,
that person that is going through hell.
yeah,
And I'm going to put my hand through the letter and into their heart and pull them back out of hell and say, it's okay. I've been through it too. Let's, just it's okay.
yeah.
And but we need people to come to us and say, to nominate someone saying, yeah, actually, I know someone who would benefit from that because they're going through a really difficult time. And there
Yeah.
must be millions, if not billions, of people who are suffering right now. There's nearly 9 billion people on the planet. So, you know, 10% of that would be 900 million people. There must be at least 10% of the whole world that is suffering.
I think actually more, to be honest. I think the suffering is way bigger. Yeah, you know. I think it's if 10% is happy, then we're happy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's the other way around. I think that the percentage you put out, I think that we can be grateful if we can find 10% that's on the level of
Well,
inside happiness and love.
be happy if we could find 0.1%,
I know.
because that would be thousands, hundreds of thousands, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so then we've got love letters.
Yeah.
But what about this other movement that I'm trying to help with? This is what I find difficult
Mhm.
to ground for people is the say hello.
Yeah.
This is a really challenging one, and I want to master it because I can't just expect you or one of the other women in the tribe to say, "Oh, I'm having a really bad time," put it online, and I don't know how it works yet. But
Well, that's the ambassador tactic, and I think it really works. It really works well because then we're gonna promote. So also the love letters we need to promote for you guys. Like we have to bring it out, and then you have to also, Michael, and we have to start small and spread like an oil butterfly effect. The say hello. Um, you want it to be like, okay, we want to ask, we want to expose what we're going through, so you can respond on it, right? That's the idea. Like
yeah,
open up
well, the
question.
the main intention behind it
Mm,
is to allow people to feel safe enough that they can express their deepest emotions and be supported instead of humiliated. Because when I started making videos about my own toxic masculinity,
mm,
just because I put toxic masculinity in the title, I attracted a lot of abuse from men,
yeah,
and it really hurt me. I went through a lot because
and
of that.
that's, I think that's the also the scary part of it because it's all on the internet. So when you're exposing yourself, you cannot. Um, oh, I think we can though.
But you can turn comments off.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You can turn the comments off.
I just that just
You
came to
can
me.
you can create a safe space. So yeah, I had the same idea. I thought, oh yeah, you can do something with the comments, and I think
That's
that's
yeah,
necessary as well because if not, you don't create a safe space.
yeah. Have you heard of Magenta Pixie?
No.
She's a medium, right? A really good medium that from my hometown, and she got so much abuse and bullying that she has the comments off on all her videos now, all of them. And so I understand that. I managed to get through it by healing it.
Yeah.
I received the abuse and I thought, why am I receiving the abuse? If I'm receiving the abuse, that means that abuse is in me, right? So if I'm receiving toxic masculinity, then there still must have been toxic masculinity in me. So I remember I went to Brighton on a stone carving course, had the worst weekend of my entire life and got like four car tickets. And I came home in bits and Hazel was like, what the fuck happened to you? And I was like, I started getting abuse on YouTube and my whole life fell apart. And then I got this message of this old fable of the tiger and the donkey.
Yeah, yeah.
Have I told you the
No,
story
but
where
I know the story.
the donkey says to the tiger, the grass is blue, and the tiger's like, don't be stupid, it's green. And the donkey's like, well, I think it's blue, so how are we going to figure this out? And the tiger's like, well, come to let's go see the Lion King. And the lion punishes the tiger and says to the donkey, yeah, you're right, the grass is blue. And the tiger's like, what are you doing? And the lion says, a tiger does not argue with a donkey.
Yeah.
Don't come to me with this nonsense. And it hit home
Yeah.
so hard because I'd been arguing with donkeys
Yeah.
who were telling me that the truth wasn't true, that the grass wasn't green, that it was blue. And it was such a difficult lesson. And people aren't given the initiations or opportunities to heal that, and so they do continue to receive abuse. Like Magenta Pixie is a very vulnerable person.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are difficult times to get through right now.
Yeah, they are. And also, um One, energetic. There are many movements around, so really pressuring. So people feel it but not aware. The system doesn't work anymore, so it's on the bridge of collapsing. So everybody is like, in Dutch we would say ingraven. How do you say it in English? Let me look it up. Hoe zeg je dat? Loopgraven. Nederlands, Engels, schuilen. Oh, oh, they are digging in their own holes.
Right.
And if things are with the anxiety they are throwing upon the whole world with World War III threats and stuff like that, but also, and that's really small, perhaps the economic that are changing because every 100 years the major shifts, right? Um, so things doesn't work anymore. So everybody's digging in their own. They are putting up even more higher boundaries.
Right. Yeah. In England, we say burying your head in the sand like an ostrich.
Yeah. And I think that that's also the energy you're working with, and why it's even more difficult than, let's say, in the 70s or the 80s when we were young to share those messages.
Yeah.
It doesn't bring a solution, it just makes clear the play field we're
Yeah. And
in.
if you look at what happens in the collective, it's very easy to see in social media is that somebody will poke their head just slightly above the veil and create a new method, and then people will see that method and they'll recreate that method, and then it multiplies like a virus.
Yeah.
Then you have this another layer, another method of ignorance,
Yeah.
instead of just blowing through all of it, looking down on it and seeing that all of it's a complete lie.
Yeah.
And that's what Hazel and I have done. And that's why you're saying that people find it difficult to connect because they're not willing to poke their head up enough and see, oh no,
No, because then you
no.
really have to awake. And then your world is shattering down. And then you're like, what the fuck? It doesn't work like this. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think what's fascinating is what happened to you when you left here, when you went home.
Yeah, for me it was why?
Because I've never seen someone absorb as much truth as you did in those 5 days. Then, I mean, I think it's remarkable because you came here as one person. You essentially had multiple awakenings. I mean, you were crying the whole time because you sensed the truth and your heart was just completely purifying everything that was flowing through you. So you were just in this constant state of purification. And then when
Mhm.
you came back to Holland, which was that old life that you left, you were a different person. And you were like, oh shit. You know, did what I just experienced with Hazel and Alistair, was that real? You know? And this is what people are afraid of because the world that we're living in right now is a lie.
I know.
And when we experience the truth of who we are, it's really painful.
Yeah, and that's also I try to explain to Hazel, and I'm finally able also like, oh yeah, but that's my core as well. My core is love. And that's something I've always shared. Like, yeah, you can put all the religion next to each other, but the core in the religion is love. But you have to look through all those bullshit stories and rules and stuff like that. But if you read all those stories, the main message is love thyself from within.
Yeah, from
So
within.
you can love the other.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And overcoming I'm going to take on board what you're saying about big words, right? If I
Yeah.
use the word dogma, it's a big word. But to me, dogma translates as loving something that is outside of you,
Yeah.
not within, right?
Perhaps you can explain it like that, and then you say, for me, that's called dogma.
Yeah.
So you turn it around. So to take along people that are not really there yet, and
Yeah.
they hear the big word and they are scared right away.
Yeah, and they think that I have judgments on religion, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
But really, what I did is I followed all of the themes and healings of my entire life of why don't I believe in myself? And
Yeah,
it
and
always came back to that,
yeah,
that I wasn't looking inside. I was looking outside for myself. I was looking outside for my belief. I was looking for it in other people. I was looking for it in food, in alcohol, in drugs. I was looking for it everywhere except inside my heart.
yeah. Except within yourself and your heart, instead of looking into your mind. It's not going to work. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
getting it
yeah.
from here, you get it from here. You really need to feel it from within yourself. And I think that's the main change that I have scratched the surface many times in my until I really sat with you in May, because I already knew that it was about love, but knew sometimes I felt it within me, and then it was gone again.
Yeah. See, men don't understand that though.
The main change, it's coming from within me now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that needs to grow, and that's why, and it's also funny. Um, uh, and I think that's what you mean with it's so profound, and that's what Hazel shared with us. Like, don't talk too much about it. You cannot explain it. And then I thought, no, because it's really an inner journey. It's really something within me I cannot explain, and I don't want to explain, because if I explain, then the external force come in and shift it if it's not embodied well enough.
Grounded. Yeah. Embodied.
Grounded.
Yeah. Yeah. Embodied. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I say that men don't know that because that's how I
Yeah,
experienced it. Is, we talk about big words, right? And I always said this to Hazel, what's bigger than love? The word love, right? I always found that as an ungrounded, like, what does that mean? What
yeah,
do you mean it's about love? And it that's why I write all these books and why I talk so much about it, because everything that I talk about leads back to love.
yeah.
And what does it mean to stand in love? What does it mean to fight for love? What is the truth of love? And we've been taught that love is the enemy, right? And the best way I can describe that is if you cut yourself, right? You've
Hmm.
created separation. There's a wound there, right? And it fucking hurts. And
Hmm.
what caused that separation? Probably not something good, right?
Yeah,
Love comes in, like the mother, and says, "Oh, I'll put a plaster on it. Oh, that fucking hurts. Oh, you bitch." Right? And so then we blame love that
yeah,
comes in to heal it, but it's painful.
yeah. But the cut is also blame painful. So we blame both. Not only blame love, but you don't see that the cutting hurts first, and that the wholeness is already love.
Yeah, this is profound what you're saying. I've never thought about it like this before, which is quite something. So, see, are you saying that separation is there for a reason?
So you can learn to love from within yourself. Because what does it heal? When you do it here, when you cut yourself, the healing doesn't happen because there's a plaster on it. The healing becomes when your body from the inside put
Sense
in
of
the
love.
new cells and heal your skin. It's not
Right.
because somebody puts a plaster on it on the outside.
Wow. So there you go. There's an antidote to dogma right there. See, I told you you had raw talent of being a healer.
Sorry.
That's why you're apologizing. You should be going, yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, I
Thank you for
have.
acknowledging me.
Yeah.
That's amazing what you're saying, because I've never thought about it, and I think about a lot of things. So, so you're saying that separation teaches us
From
to love
within.
from within. Yeah, wow.
And then you have the original love that we're supposed to feel, and that's the love that little kids feel, because that's the innocence they have. They don't feel love because it comes from the outside. That's the safety blanket we give each other, and that's the support you give each other, and that's why the grid is so important of people that loves you. You know, the supportiveness. That's what a mom gives to to a child, but the child already loves directly when it's born. It's one bundle of love when it comes to Earth. And I'm not a mom.
Yeah. Okay.
I helped my little niece when I was in the no, I was sitting outside the delivery room when my younger sister had her firstborn, um, and I hold her within 20 minutes after she was born. And when you have such a precious, like a bundle of, and I think that's very interesting to ask, for instance, Selma or Alexi, or but also Michael, because he's a dad. So I really am curious how he felt. How did he? Um, how do you say that? Experience that. But for me, it was like I've got an energy in my hands, and it's only love, and you are, so it's like you dropped from heaven.
Yeah.
Babies and little people, like the small children, I call them little people, so the innocence of a child is the pure love, and the way we treat them from the outside kills that innocence.
So what you're saying is that babies are love bombs dropped from heaven.
Yeah, you're not you're not born evil.
I have a video, right, of my first ever I've only ever shown it to a handful of people, and Hazel saw it the other day, and I
Mm.
thought she was going to run out of the room, but she was like, "Wow, this is really interesting." I was like, it was my first ever plant medicine ceremony. I went
Oh.
in blind, really ignorant, had no idea about plant medicine. I turned up in Holland, in the middle of nowhere. I don't even remember the name of the town. It was a little village, and I was in London, and I met this woman who said, "Come over." Because I was confessing that I needed healing, and I said that I was interested in it. Came over and I was given Bufo, right? And I had no idea what Bufo was, and Bufo is the strongest
Yeah, okay.
out of all of them. It's the
Yeah.
strongest by far, right?
Yeah.
And there's a video of me, it's about 20 minutes long, and it's just me going, oh, five people
Mhm.
holding me down, pouring water over my face. And do you know what happened in those 20 minutes, right? That felt like 60 seconds.
Mhm.
I was an angel falling to earth.
Of course. Of course.
I call it fallen angel syndrome,
Yeah, but yeah.
the
But
pain of falling from heaven.
yeah, and that's what happens when you get born.
Yeah, yeah, it's terrifying. That's why we come out crying.
Yeah, well, even the funny thing is, we but that's a whole other story we don't have to go into. I think the way we deliver babies nowadays, with all the medicine, hospitalizing about it, around it, makes babies
Yeah,
traumatized when they get born.
agreed. Yeah.
Um,
In
uh,
Scientology, they have, I know there's a lot of judgments against Scientology, but I think they get this right. They have a silent birth, and
yeah,
you have specific people in the room because your energy has to be right. I agree with that.
yeah, and you don't have to cut up the umbilical cord right away. You need to leave it because it's still flowing.
Yeah.
It cuts out the energy between the mom and the kid, and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah. So, um, is there any other feedback you had from your friend?
No, I think the main thing was that the
The
different
words.
words, and also try to use, um, Well, be smart, and I think you already do that. So if you post a YouTube video, for instance, about this, what you did with Michael, make sure you got a good reel of it and post it also in on Instagram and direct back to the YouTube channel. So you've got contamination.
Cross-pollination, yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah.
And also make sure that, for instance, Michael does the same because he has a different network than you do. And then you want other people to share it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on my podcast, Warrior Sessions,
You're welcome.
because this is a great session and I've recorded it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I'm glad I got you.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah,
Can you keep an eye on me
yeah,
online and pull me up on anything that you believe is ungrounded or isn't connecting?
yep.
It's interesting what your friend said about Hazel's website, though, because she has a tendency to go all out and a bit of a perfectionist. And what did she say about my website? Because I think mine's pretty
She didn't watch your website, and I didn't show her because we were also having lunch, and it was like
okay.
a quick question between. And I think that, and that's perhaps something Hazel don't want to hear, but I heard she comes from a science family, right? She grew up academic.
Atheist.
No, that she was surrounded
Science.
with academic people,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
they are always perfectionists and they want to be complete in their information sharing. And if you want to attract people, you don't have to be complete in the message you want to share yet on your website. You have to put out the highlights.
yeah.
You can be complete when you're talking to you.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Simplification.
Simplification.
Too much choice. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you too, because wow,
Yeah, good conversation, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, we'll do it again.
gave me insight also. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being on board.
Definitely.
All right. Have a lovely weekend and Friday.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.